What's going on? I'm JRonk and this is JRonk Stonks. In this series, we'll be going over whose stonks are on the rise and whose are on the way down, based on the previous weekend's matches. So let's get right into it. First up, rising stonks. The Paris Eternal had a surprisingly strong showing this weekend. They played with two main tanks in both matches. Smex was nowhere to be found, while Hanbin will be available for their next match. All this considered, the Eternal played so well, going toe-to-toe with the Defiant and crushing the Spitfire. Buy Eternal stonks now, as they will only get better with the addition of Hanbin and later on Sparkle. Let's talk about Exy. His play was extremely sexy. He popped off on the McCree, played well on Tracer and Hanzo, and surprised everyone on Symmetra. This is a guy to keep your eyes on. His stonk value might be overvalued at the moment, so I'd wait till after the next game to decide whether to buy or not to buy. FD God, another Paris player whose stonks are on a massive upswing. This fairly unknown EU Contenders player showed us all what he's about. He absolutely crushed the Spitfire and is yet another top tier Lucio from EU. The LA Valiant stonks are trending up, and now is the time to buy in. They will only get better as this young team builds more and more synergy. They had a convincing showing against the Fuel, and to no one's surprise were beat by the Vancouver Titans. KSP and McGravy were the standouts for the Valiant this weekend. KSP showed us how good he can be on the hitscan heroes, especially McCree and Widow, and I expect more of the same in the future. McGravy's showing, on the other hand, might have been a slight overperformance, so I would be a little more cautious buying in on his stonks. Vancouver is on the rise. A team that looked to have downgraded in the offseason showed us that they aren't going anywhere. This team remain a powerhouse. I'm cautiously optimistic about Hotba. He had a good performance, especially against the Spitfire, but heavily relied on hitting massive bombs, which isn't that reliable. Hotba was widely regarded as a downgrade from Meko, but he is actively trying to change that perception. Hotba stonks might be pretty high value, so buy up. Decay and Doha, as I predicted, are world-class players stuck on a below-average team. Decay is an absolute monster and showed us why he was so sought after last season and reclaimed his value in a single weekend. I'm bought into this DPS duo, and I think you guys should buy in too. I have a couple of honorable mentions. Logix and Bernard. Logix reminded us that he is a cold-blooded killer on Widow, especially on Havana. I expect him to play Widow over Surefour in the future. Bernard was one of the only bright spots in the Spitfire roster, especially in the game against the Eternal. He ate 2 Blizzards and 2 Dragon Strikes in a single map on Hanamura. He proved he's worth the Fusion Uni hype. Now for those sad plummeting stonks. First up, the London Spitfire. I would buy a big batch of Spitfire stonk immediately. They are at an all-time low after that sad performance against the Eternal. I expect them to improve drastically in the course of these next few months. They looked flat and uninspired. I wanted to see Glister flex more off the Reaper, and I wrongly expected JMac not to feed. I hope they fix it before their next game. Dallas Fuel stonk is trending down. They looked okay against the Shock, but mostly because of Decay and Doha. Even their world-class DPS duo can't seem to carry them. I'm expecting yet another bad season from the Fuel. Do not buy Dallas stonk. I repeat, do not buy. Alright, those were JRonk stonks this week. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Catch you later.